Hey, this afternoon it's great. We've done a series of videos with some of our FSA colleagues talking about different farm program and FSA programs to help farmers and ranchers recover from Hurricane Harvey. And so it's really my pleasure to have Becky Weaver here with us this afternoon from FSA, her specialty is insurance programs, things like NAP and tree assistance programs. So what I'm going to do is just turn this over to Becky and let her talk a little bit about FSA insurance programs that are designed to help farmers and ranchers cope with stuff like we've been coping with. So Becky, take it away.
Thank you very much. First, I'll go over NAP, which is actually called the Noninsured Crop Assistance Program, but naturally we want to shorten it with NAP. It is crop insurance for crops that are not covered by RMA crop insurance. These would be like your grasses for grazing and for hay, or it could be aquaculture, or it could be your fruits and vegetables that are typically not covered by crop insurance. We have application closing dates that you would come in and you would purchase your crop insurance by September 1st, December 1st, or March 15th. Each year, it's a $250 service fee for each crop, up to a maximum of $750 per county, or $1,825 for multiple counties that you might have coverage in. If you have a disaster, we encourage you to come in, file a notice of loss within 15 days of the disaster typically, but due to Hurricane Harvey, we have extended that for another 15 days for producers to come in and file that notice of loss. Now, if you have not had coverage for 2017, unfortunately, we would not be able to help you with any losses at this point, but we encourage you to come in for 2018, purchase that coverage. We have extended our deadline for the September 1st crops, which would be like your vegetables or your small grains that you might want to plant. And that would, we've extended that for another 30 days to allow producers to come in for the additional time frame to get that coverage. Then if you have a loss, you would file that notice of loss, and then we would calculate a payment at the end of the crop season so that we could get you hopefully some assistance to help cover those losses.
So we get a lot of questions about NAP that come in, and I always refer them over to you guys. But but let me ask this. So if a producer purchased NAP, they need to come into the office after the hurricane.
Correct.
Talk about their losses from the storm, and if they didn't purchase NAP for 2017, then they might ought to be thinking about 2018 since it's probably fresh on their mind. Right?
That is correct. That is
Okay.
correct. This is definitely the time that you're going to realize how important your insurance could be for your crop. If you've never had it, this is the perfect opportunity to come in and get on the right track for the next year so that you can have all of your losses covered.
So you mentioned a series of things, hay and grasses and things like that. Livestock included in NAP?
Livestock are not included. That would be under the LIP
Okay.
program or possibly the ELAP. It would be anything that is commercially sold
Okay.
that is food or fiber, that type of feedstock.
Okay. Well, let's move on to another one then. I think we mentioned right up front the tree assistance program, and I understand you got that one too.
I do.
So let's talk about TAP for a little bit.
TAP, Tree Assistance Program. This is a cost share program that is for orchardists or nursery tree growers. If you've had losses due to the hurricane where the trees are dead, they're uprooted, like your pecan orchard, say, has just totally been damaged, the Tree Assistance Program would help alleviate some of those costs of replanting those trees. Or if you have debris or you need to rehabilitate those trees, that would also cover those cost share programs where we would give 65% of the cost of replanting and then 50% cost to rehabilitate the trees. Now this would also be for like vineyards, nursery bushes, blueberry bushes, those type of crops would be covered under the Tree Assistance Program.
Well, I think that brings up some, we were talking earlier on a different video about some of the loan programs. How do these programs work together with each other? Can a producer participate in TAP, for instance, and some of the emergency loan programs?
The emergency loan programs and TAP would not be a problem. The emergency program could loan you the money to help get those funds in line to plant those, and then the TAP would help repay some of those loan funds. Now, there's also the program of ECP, and they have debris removal that is part of their program, but TAP, the debris removal for TAP and ECP would be considered the same type of loss, and you can't have duplicate benefits. So you would have to choose one or the other, but we could help the producer determine which would be more beneficial to him.
So we might say there's no double dipping,
No
but these
double
things
dipping.
can work together over a variety of losses that you may have suffered.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Well, great. Let me ask something else. What about documentation? What does a producer need to bring in to the office when they come to visit?
The producer would need to fill out a form to document how many lost trees they have. We're going to send a loss adjuster out to verify the number of trees that are that have died or that need to be rehabilitated. So we will end up doing an on-site inspection of your property to determine how many trees we can help you with.
Okay. You mentioned a couple of deadlines that would be pretty close for people, 15 days after a disaster or whatever. Are those, what do we have a hard and fast deadline following this hurricane, or is there some date we have to know?
For TAP, you have 30 days after the disaster or when it becomes apparent to the producer. So we could easily have producers that have flooded out vineyards or flooded out orchards that we're not going to notice just immediately, even up to 30 days. So you can go up until when it becomes apparent to the producer. So that might actually be, 3-4 months. We just come in and let us know when those become apparent to you.
But probably, like a lot of things, sooner rather than later. Now,
sooner could be better.
it's sort of
yes.
not the time to procrastinate.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
All right. Well, is there anything else that I didn't ask about that you want to hit?
I think that's good. I
Is
think
that
we
good?
have it.
Well, fantastic. Becky, thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
All right.